Hi everyone, welcome back to another edition of my NBA picks for Friday, November the 8th. And we're going to kick it off with the 7 p.m. starts. It's a big schedule for the NBA. They have a total of 12 games on the schedule, starting with the Raptors and Pacers in Indianapolis. The Pacers 8.5-point favorites. They're coming off a big win against the Bulls, and I think they get another big win against the Raptors. The Raptors cannot shoot. Rudy Gay and DeMar DeRozan are horrible. They are great athletes, but not good basketball players. Neither can shoot the ball. I think the Pacers are just too talented, so Pacers minus 8.5. Next game, Celtics and Magic. The Magic have really surprised me so far. I'm surprised they have a winning record after 5 games. They have a similar record to Celtics right now, which is 1-4. So I'm going to lay the 5.5 points on the home team, the Magic. And we look at now the Cavs and the 76ers, where Anthony Bennett tries to finally get a basket. I think this is really a game of Kyrie Irving versus Michael Carter-Williams. And I'm going to go with the road team, the Cavs, plus 2.5. Going into our next game, Nets and Wizards. The Nets haven't looked great. Kevin Garnett sort of looks like he's taking a step back and is aging faster than he has in the past. But the Wizards have not a great team. Really, it's a 7-man team, and those 7 pieces aren't phenomenal. So I'm going to take the Nets minus 2. Now we have a rematch from earlier this week where the Bobcats beat the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. This time the Knicks go down to Charlotte to take on the Bobcats. Bobcats 2.5-point dogs, and I'm going to take those points. I think that no Tyson Chandler's a big loss for the Knicks. They have no center. Andrea Bargnani's a poor defensive player. And really the whole roster, there's not a very good defensive player on it. So I'm going to take the points. Bobcats plus 2.5. Now we have the Thunder and the Pistons. Pistons are 4-point dogs at home. I'm going to take the Thunder, lay the 4 points, because I don't think Josh Smith can do enough to shut down Durant, and Brandon Jennings is going to get eaten up by Russell Westbrook, who's a far superior athlete. So Thunder minus 4. Going into the next one, Lakers coming off a game against the Rockets. Second game of a back-to-back on the road. Go to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans. We're 8-point favorites. I say take the 8 points. I don't really think we're going to get much of a Lakers team that shows up. Old and can't shoot. Not a good combination. Next game, Jazz, winless team, going to Chicago to take on the Bulls, who just come off a humiliating loss to the Pacers. 14-point favorites. I say they absolutely destroy them. The Jazz have no point guard right now. Their starting point guard has been Jamal Tinsley, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who was surprised when they looked at the box score and saw he is still in the NBA. So Bulls minus 14. Next game, Mavs and Timberwolves. Mavs coming off a big win, a loss actually to the Thunder. Timberwolves coming off a loss to the Warriors. Timberwolves 3-point favorites at home. I say take the Timberwolves. You got the matchup of old and new Spanish point guards and Calderon and Rubio. Love and Nowitzki is a good matchup to watch. I think the big difference, though, is the center position, where Pekovic really has no equal on the Mavs. So I say Timberwolves minus 3. Next one, a matchup of the the Western Conference semifinal from last year. The Warriors and the Spurs. Warriors coming off a win this week against the T-Wolves. Spurs coming off a win against the Suns in their last game. Both teams 4-1, very tough one to call. Spurs are 5.5-point favorites. We have to look at this. The difference from last year is that Andrew Iguodala is now a Warrior, while as Marco Bellinelli is now a Spur. I'm going to go with the home team and take the Spurs minus 5.5. Not a pick I have a lot of confidence in, however. Next game, Nuggets and Suns. Nuggets on the road. Haven't looked great. Obviously, a big regression after losing Andre Iguodala versus the Suns team that's surprised me. They've played a lot better than they're supposed to be. But I'm going to pick the Nuggets to win. It's right now to pick them. And we go to our next game, the Kings and the Trailblazers. I really don't like this Kings team. I think they're very one-dimensional in terms of they don't really have much of a bench, and it's just Boogie Cousins is their best offensive player. I don't really like the rest of the roster, so I'm going to take the Blazers minus 5.5. and bet on Damian Lillard and LaMarcus Aldridge. So those are my picks for Friday. Hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching, everyone.